Now we shall see many applications of LPP. So first one is investment. We will see that using bank loan model. One bank 1 is in the process of devising a loan policy that involves a maximum of $12 million. Okay. So if I am the bank, then I need to devise a policy, loan giving policy, and my maximum budget to give loan is $12 million. And the following table provides the pertinent data about available loans. So, if someone asks for personal loan, then the rate of interest that I will get as the bank one is 0.140 of whatever loan he has taken. That is, if I am keeping this much amount for personal loan, this much amount of car loan, this much amount of home loan, then as a bank I will get only 0.140 as the interest rate. That is 0.140 of this much, whatever I have kept for personal loan. Similarly, for car loan, if this is for car loan, this much amount out of total is of $12 million. So 0.13 of this much amount I will get as the rate or interest for the car loan. Similarly, these all home loan, farm loan and commercial loan will get this much interest rate. Now this column is the bad debt ratio. That is, bad debts are unrecoverable and produce no interest revenue. That is, this is a total loss. I won't be getting any interest as the bank. There are some people who may not be able to return the loan for which the bank suffers the interest. The amount is lost, and this is that interest rate. This much is lost to the bank. In continuation with the question, the competition with other financial institutions indicates the allocation of at least 40% of funds to farm and commercial loans. Whatever amount I allocate for personal car or home, 40% of the total thing, at least 40% of the total thing should belong to farm and commercial due to the external tensions of financial institutions. Similarly, the home loans must be equal to at least 50% of the total of personal car and home loans. And the bank limits the overall ratio on bad debts on loans to at most 4%. That is, at max, the bank can have 4% loss, not more than that. So, like I said here, if this one is the amount of personal loan, so I assume that x1 is the amount of personal loan, x2 is car loan in millions of dollars. So we are normalizing the total price by only 12 because we have already considered the units as millions, x2 as car loan, x3 as home loan, x4 as farm loans and x5 as commercial loans. Now, the objective of the bank is to maximize the net return. Obviously, we will see how much we are getting in return as the profit. That is, we need to minimize this and maximize this interest rate. That is, the difference between the interest what we are getting and whatever loss is there, the difference between these two values should be the least. Sorry, should be the maximum because this one should be greater, this one should be the minimum one, so the difference should be the maximum. Had it been the opposite case, that is, if we need to minimize, if we need to create a minimization model, then we will take the difference of this and then minimize it. But now we are considering the difference of the interest, positive interest rate that we are getting, and the negative loss for which this amount should be bigger, and thus the whole difference thing should be maximized. Or for better explanation, if this is the interest that we are getting and this is the loss that we have and this is the difference, we can make a better model if we maximize this and minimize this. So that is, this is my second model's difference. So this is the first difference, this is the second difference, and we need to maximize so as to make a better model. Therefore we are maximizing the net return. This is the net return, this is also the net return, but we need to maximize it so as to get the correct maximization model. Now when 10% of personal loans are lost due to bad debts, now we see that on the personal loan we get 0.10 as the bad debt ratio. That is, 10% of the total personal loan is lost or is a loss for the company or the bank. That is, we are not going to get that 10% of the money. Suppose we have 10 customers and each of them take 1 rupee as loan, as personal loan. Then out of 10 people, only 9 people return me the loan, or the bank they return the loan, but that one person is unable to return the money to the bank, for which for the bank it is getting only this much money, and this money, this 1 rupee is totally lost. This is a total loss for the company or the bank, and thus the bank will get interest based upon whatever it has got. That is, based on whatever 9 rupees the bank has received, it will get interest. How much interest? This much, 0.10140 of rupees 9. So here it is telling, when 10% of personal loans are lost to bad debts, the bank will receive interest on 90% of the loan. That is, when 1 rupee is lost due to bad debt, the bank will receive interest on 90%, that is rupees 9 of the total loan. Total loan was rupees 10, which was kept for personal loans. That is, it will receive 14% interest on 9 rupee, that is 90% of x1, that is 0.9 x1, because the original loan allocated was x1. Due to the same reason, the other type of loans, this is x2, x3, x4 and x5. So, and this is 0.07352. Here the total interest that we will receive is, for personal loan it was 14% on the 0.9 x1. How did we get 0.9? Because we had subtracted 1 minus the bad debt ratio for personal loans, which was 0.1. So we got 0.9. Similarly, for the second loan, 1 minus 0.7 is 0.93. Here it is 0.97. Here it is 0.95. And here it is 0.98. And we will get this much interest on this much value, means whatever I told, 0.9s and all, into respective x2, x3 up to x5. So it is mentioned over here, 0.9 x1 into 0.14, 0.93 into x2 into 0.13 because that was the interest rate, and similarly for all of these values, which ultimately comes out to be this much. This is the total interest, the only interest that we are receiving. We also need to find out the bad debt, how much is getting lost, so that we can maximize the difference between them. So bad debt is 0.1 into x1, whatever the ratio, into multiplied with respective whatever amount we had allocated for each of them, because according to the table it was 0.1 of whatever value we keep for personal loan. Similarly, 0.07 of whatever value we keep for the car loan, and so on. So now my objective function is to maximize Z, that is total interest, minus bad debt ratio, that is their difference we need to maximize, which comes out to be this much. Now, seeing the constraints that we had, the total fund should not exceed $12 million. Since our unit is already millions, we have considered x1, x2, x3, x4 and x5 as in millions. Therefore, now we just need to write that their sum should be less than equal to 12. That is, it should not exceed 12. Similarly, the second constraint that we had, this farm and commercial should be at least 40% and car and home loan 50%, total bad debt 4%. These three constraints are mentioned here. X4 plus X5 should be greater than equal to 40% of the total, because it was written farm and commercial loans should be at least, that is 40% is the minimum, then it should be more than that, that is this value is greater than equal to 40% of everything. On simplifying we get this much, on simplification we get this much. Next, home loans should be equal to at least 50%, that is home loans should be minimum 50% of not total but these three loans, that is x3 should be greater than equal to this value, and on simplification we get this. Similarly, bad debt should not exceed 4% of the total, and bad debt is this much and 4% of the total value. On simplification we get this value, and the non-negativity constants, that is whatever we allocate should be positive value, that is it is not in the negative. If we are giving money then it should be positive. And this model, this OR model is given to AMPL computer software, and we get the values, optimal points as x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, 0, 0, 7.2, 0 and 4.8 million dollars, whereas the objective function is this much, that is this is the difference, maximum difference between the interest and debt ratio we need to multiply in millions.